What's going on, guys? I start these videos the same way every single time. Anyways, today we are going over this truck. A lot of you guys have been asking, here, hold on a second. Open this. All right, guys, so I got to tell you about my buddy Garrett. He's doing a giveaway. You guys got to go over to his site, buy a shirt, and you're entered to win this 1991 Suzuki Carry. It's a little K truck. It's super sick. Little stick shift. It's got some goodies on it. So right here, this will be linked down below. Enter to win. You're gonna go on here. You're gonna buy a little T-shirt, 45 bucks. Boom, you get a shirt. You're entered to win and get yourself a little K truck. He's doing the drawing at Texas 2K. It'd be super cool and super dope to go, but that's not gonna happen. So if you buy a shirt, you get a raffle ticket. It'll come in the mail with the shirt. And then at Texas 2K, he's gonna pick somebody from the crowd. They're gonna come up, they're gonna draw out of a bucket. Whoever wins gets the truck that's shipped to your front door. Now, speaking of Garrett, JDM Connect is his business, and that's really what we're promoting here. So what he does is pretty awesome, and he helped us out, and that's how this has all kind of come around. He imports parts from Japan. So go check out his website, get entered to win. If you need some parts from Japan, reach out to Garrett, get talking with him. He'll set you up and get you in the right direction. We'll do a video later on how to do all this with him, but for now, go to the website, buy a shirt, get yourself a K truck. So I can see. A lot of you guys have been asking what is going on under the hood of this thing. So this is my 97 Nissan pickup. It was my grandfather's farm truck. He bought it brand new in 97 or 98, whenever it was. And this is the truck I learned how to drive stick shift in, along with all of my cousins. And this is what it is now. This is my drift truck. It's gone through many different stages, iterations, I don't know, whatever you want to say. We originally drifted it naturally aspirated, and to do that, we lowered the truck with the torsion bars. We threw a set of 4-inch angled blocks in the rear, and we put on a sway bar, and we drifted the truck like that on like 205s. Then we decided to turbocharge it, and originally we went with I do believe a T25 here. We had it piped straight into the intake, or maybe through a small intercooler. You guys can't see, but there's some holes in the bumper, and there was an intercooler down there. At one point in time, the truck was on stock ECU on 5 pounds, and I have a dyno sheet of it making 200 wheel and 240 foot-pounds of torque. So pretty solid numbers. The dyno we were on was, is kind of torque heavy. It likes to give a little bit more torque than what's really going on. But it was good. So the truck was like that for maybe a year. I drifted it at 2 events. They were the same weekend. We went to Phoenix one weekend, Tucson the next day. So Saturday we were in Phoenix, Sunday we were in Tucson. While we were at Tucson, it blew up. And we had ringland failure. What caused that? I don't know. Obviously it was heat. Our piston rings touched, and it caused it to blow up. So here we are. This is version 3 of the truck, and this is a fully built 89 240SX motor with an AGP turbo here, and really the business. This is not for the faint of heart. And if you're trying to make horsepower cheap, this is not really the route to do that. Now, are KAs cheap? Yes. Building this compared to building my Subaru, cheap. But this isn't going to be your 400, 500 horsepower LS motor that you didn't even have to open up. One of our buddies, he does have a truck that makes 400 wheel horsepower and 400 torque, just like this one. He's on a completely stock motor with retorqued head bolts. Completely crazy, but he's doing it. So you guys have been asking, what is this? So Levi wants to play on the workbench. What is this? This is an 89 240SX block. And the reason we went with the 240 motor versus the hardbody motor was just because that's what I had lying around. I have another one actually over there and another 240 transmission. This truck also has a 240 tranny in it. It's what I had laying around. They are a little bit different. The 240 motor has a front sump and has a girdle built into all the main caps. All the main caps are connected with a girdle. The truck motor doesn't have that. It doesn't have the girdle and its rear sump. So your dipsticks are in different locations and your sumps in different locations, your pickups in different locations. So if you try to put this motor into your truck, it's not gonna just drop in. You're gonna have to make some modifications. Now, onto the build of this motor. This motor is built from the bottom to the top. Everything has been touched. So in the bottom, we have Eagle rods. We have their H-beam rods with ARP 2000 bolts or something like that. They're rated to like 700 horse or something absurd. On the rods, we have SuperTech pistons. These were their highest off-the-shelf compression ratio pistons that we could get for the KA. Most of the pistons you're gonna find are gonna be for a dual cam. And if you buy dual cam pistons, let's say they're 10.5 to 1. In this motor, they're gonna be closer to 9 or maybe even 8.5 to 1. I did the math once, and it's not exactly 2 points lower, and it's more than 1.5 points. So this has 10.5 to 1 pistons in it. So we end up being like an 8.75 to 1 compression ratio, which is super low, but the truck does really well with it. So we have King XP race bearings for our main bearings, and then we have Clevite, I'm pretty sure is who made the rod bearings. And we had an oil pump failure, and that's why we replaced the rod bearings. We looked at them, they looked okay, but we just went ahead and replaced them. We left the main bearings in there. It has ARP main studs in it. It has ARP head studs in it. So that is the bottom end. The oil pump is a Melling one for a 280ZX turbo. A little more flow, a little more pressure. Some people say that it's not a good thing. This truck runs like 50 to 60 pounds of oil pressure at idle when it's up to temp, and it just goes to the moon from there. So plenty of oil pressure on this thing. Our head is an O&J performance package. O&J helped us with this build, and they can help you too. They make and offer so many parts for this motor. Currently, we have a stage 2 hydraulic camshaft in here, which isn't ideal because we have mechanical rocker arms. When I originally put this motor together, we had a problem when we would get up to heat, we would start to collapse lifters. Really common in KAs. So Omar over at O&J makes these mechanical lifters, and they're great. They're $400 something. They drop right in, you send him your cores, he sends you the new ones back, you put them in, you set them, and you're done. If we had the mechanical camshaft, which we may end up upgrading to the stage 2 cam, we'll be even better off. So we got the cam from OJ. We have the OJ Stage 2 cam. We got the OJ rocker arms. We have OJ's valve springs that he offers. So I believe they're just outers. I don't believe they're inners, or maybe they're inners and they're not outers. He also offers now valves. He offers bigger valves. We don't have bigger valves. We have stock valves in here with brand new seats. And that's the top end package. We have a Tomei dual cam head gasket with the front cut off of it for the timing area, and then we silicone the front timing cover together. We have a not Mellings, who makes that? I'll find it, I'll post it in the link down below, but we have the locking timing chain tensioner. It's pretty pricey at like 160 bucks, but you never have to worry about timing chain rattle again. So that's kind of nice. At least that's what I've heard. I don't know. Like I said, this thing's fresh. It has, well, we drove it quite a bit 2 weekends ago. So it might have 2,000 miles on it. Like it is fresh as can be. Yeah, I believe that is the block. So Omar top end and Eagle CP, or not CP, Eagle Super Tech bottom end. What else have we got? Obviously 240 intake manifold. That's here or there. If you want to run one, run one. I don't know how to wire it up, so don't ask because I'm on a standalone. We'll get to that in a minute. We got an eBay fuel pressure regulator that's a knockoff of a good brand. I can't remember whose brand it is. And then we bought their diaphragm and put their diaphragm in it. What else we got? We got LS coils here. We have injector dynamic ID 1050X injectors from a 2015 Subaru STI. I didn't realize they made some for this engine, so buy the ones for this engine. Don't buy the ones for the Subaru and modify shit. We have a CX Racing tubular thick manifold. This AGP 5757. If you guys don't know who AGP is, look them up. They're an American company. They're actually out of Arizona, and that's one of the main reasons I went with them. But they use Borg-Warner cores, and then they custom mill their turbines for them. So this is a 5757, whereas the Borg-Warner turbo would be a 6257. So a little bit lazier turbo. This turbo is amazing. It lights off at like 3,000 RPM, and it just builds power the entire time. It's great. We have a TurboSmart wastegate, SR20 underdrive pulleys on here, and I think really that's about it for this. I am running a GM one-wire alternator, and I built a custom bracket to make that work. I was running the Quest alternator, but we couldn't get it to excite. I looked up a bunch of videos and watched a bunch of videos about how to make all that work, and I couldn't figure it out. So I just got rid of it, went to this GM one wire, and our problems were solved. As far as management goes, we're on a FuelTech FT450. I like it a lot. It works really well. It was easy to wire. The user's manual, it's in my house because we were playing with some stuff, but the user manual is amazing. I had a Mega Squirt in here before, and they have 0 customer support. Everything's like online, and you got to find people to help you and this and that. FuelTech called them up. They said, "Here you go, no problem, done deal. Thanks, bye." It was great. They actually, the guy that helped me called me after hours to help me get this thing running. We didn't have oil pressure because I had a gauge in here that was reading oil pressure, and the ECU was reading oil pressure, and the sensors were different. We had them plugged in backwards. So got that fixed, sent the truck off to Will. Will tuned it, and here we are making 400 wheel. What else do we got? So that's management. Transmission, it's got a S14 transmission in it. Spec clutch, I think it's their stage 3 clutch. It might be the stage 3 plus. It's the heaviest duty sprung clutch that Spec sells for the 240SX. The truck clutch is actually larger. A White Bunny clutch, which a lot of people recommend, is actually the truck clutch. So it's a little bit larger truck size clutch, so it's a little bit larger. What else do we got going on here? Suspension wise, we got Bibani front coilovers on this thing. We have extended 1-inch lower control arms made by me. What else is down there? We got modded knuckles. I did those. I modified my knuckles to get a little more angle. We have Bibani's big brake kit up front. So we're running Z32 big brakes up front. I think that's it. Oh, we have from CJ Motoring. CJ used to have a cool hard body. Now he drifts a Corvette. But we have his 6 to 5 lug adapters up front and in the back. Going to the back, we have, again, Bibani's suspension kit back there. We have his 4-link, his triangulated 4-link with coilovers. We got QA1 coilovers front and back. These are 600-pound springs. Those are 180-pound springs. We have Bibani's dual caliper kit. So again, we're running Z32 calipers out back, but 4 of them, 2 on each side. Got a fuel cell to make it work with the 4-link. The battery's mounted underneath the truck. It's straight piped from the turbo back. I really think that's about it. Can you think of anything? Welded diff, still got the stock diff in it, it's just welded up. Yeah, we did this intercooler. This is from Summit, nice little piece. We also upgraded our coil packs, which helped the truck run much better. We're going to the track next. That's what's next. We have a little, oh, I guess we can talk about this. We got a Mishimoto radiator in here from a 240, custom made brackets to make it work. We have their slim fan on one side, and then on this side, closer to me, we were able to fit their race fan, which moves so much freaking air. Then we have a oil cooler down in the bumper over there with a fan on it. Yeah, what's next? So we took it drag racing a week ago, I guess. This will be the video after that. So we took it drag racing a week ago, and it did really good. I was happy. We ran a 13.0 at 116.8 miles an hour, which tells me that I need to be a better driver and we need better tires for this thing. But overall, good weekend. Truck came back in one piece. We did find some issues, and that's kind of what we were hoping to do, was go out and do a shakedown of the truck. So it was a 200 mile drive for this trip, and everything held up really well. We crushed a brake line because I ran it bad. We had a couple things get loose, and our number one problem is actually right down here. Our downpipe shifted, and now it's rubbing on our steering shaft. So we're gonna have to move that over, build a bracket to hold it over, and that should solve that problem. And really after that, the truck is gonna be so solid. It did amazing. The intake temps were low, engine temps were low, like everything was perfect. So we get this fixed, and then I think we need to look for a rub. I do believe the truck rubs a little when we turn a certain direction, so we gotta look for that. But yeah. Yeah, she's right. She said steering stops. We need to build steering stops. So we're gonna do that in the next video too. I don't know if it'll be next for you guys, but it'll be the next one that I shoot. I have a couple videos of Jesse's trucks coming out, which is our more like simple drift truck build right now. But anyways, we're hitting the track. That's the whole plan, going to the track. We're doing that in a couple weeks. I'm super excited for that, getting out drifting. It'd be the first time in like 5 years that I've gone drifting. Levi, I think, went to 1 or 2 drift events, and he's 6, almost 7. So it's been a long time coming, but the truck is going to be super awesome. It's just going to be ridiculous. So I believe that's everything. If you guys have any questions, please ask them in the video. There's a whole build series on this motor. I'll find the videos, put them down in the description. I'll link Omar's website where you can get everything you need for this on his website. I'll link AGP's as well. I'll link Bibani's Instagram so you guys can get to that if you guys want to reach out to him and get something. Yeah, I guess that's really it. like I said, if you guys have any questions, if there's anything that I didn't cover that you wanted to know, please reach out. I'll do my best to answer it. If it's an easy question, I'll answer it. If it's a more complex question, we'll shoot a video like this again and we'll let you guys know what's going on. But as far as right now, that is how you build a 400 wheel horsepower KA. It's pretty simple. And we might be doing it again with another one over there.